Hey guys, right, welcome back to our daily drive. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to try and do a couple of I won't say test routes. I never do test routes. It's just going to be a few of the big important parts on the driving test, so like the big roundabouts and stuff. So let's have a look, a couple of the bigger junctions, and let's see what we can get done. So we are in the Mill Hill Hendon area, and I'll try and cover those routes as much as I can. So this road leads us up to the Mill Hill Test Centre. It's on the right hand side. We're going to kind of start in the Mill Hill area, all right, and then we shall see how we do coming up to the roundabout, and we're going to turn right. Okay, that leads, this is your last roundabout before your test finishes if you're coming from this direction. So looking on the right, not sure where they're going because they're not signaling. That car's far, so I can take advantage. This car then moved out, and then off we go, and that's one of my mates in front. So there we go. So that's the test center for Mill Hill over there, okay, and this is where your test will start from. Okay, you're going to come out from there and then your test will begin. So now we've got a roundabout coming up, and we are going to go straight ahead, second exit, or actually just straight across. So there you go, have a look, it's clear, little glance there, and then simple. All right, that's the first roundabout you can come to in your test as well for Mill Hill. All right, Hendon also come into this area, so if you're watching this, it's kind of covering Hendon and Mill Hill both together. I'll try and do some of the more important parts to it, and then we will we'll see what else we can cover. So I'm going to see if where this student's going to go. I have a feeling they're going to go straight ahead. So now we've got a stop sign coming up. We're going to go straight ahead there, okay? Examiners will tell you the road splits, okay? And we're going to go straight, or they might turn right, but we're going to go straight here. This student's going to stop because he's with the teacher, so that he will stop. And if you stop for a stop sign and we are stopped here, doesn't count, so you have to go further ahead and then go from there. So I'm gonna go up to it. My little tip, do not look, stop first. 1, 2, have a look, and now you've done your stopping duty. Okay, if you start coming up to a stop sign and you start looking already at the junction, if you've got a chance to go, I guarantee you're gonna go over it. It's just one of those things. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn into this road here, which they don't turn into, but I'm gonna go back to one of the roundabouts back where we came from, okay, and I'll go back up that road in a minute, or later on when we have a chance maybe, but it'll take us towards Apex roundabout. This is going to take us to Mill Hill. Double lanes, stay in your lane, look early, nice and clear, and then off we go straight ahead, following the arrows on the ground, and then we go from there. And as you're driving, yeah, let me just make sure I'm seeing what I can see. So High Street, Mill Hill Broadway, okay, always busy, do not go fast. Look at my speed, it's just around about 20. Hazards popping up all the time. Car doors will open, drivers will pop out, people will reverse parallel park, people will walk across, you name it. Look, there you go, lady trying to cross. That car had pulled out in front of us. Sometimes the doors open. You do not want to go fast on the High Street, okay? So now we've got flashing amber. I'm sure you guys all know what that means. Now it's green, and then off we go. Potential hazard there, hazards here. Now that car's coming out, so I'll let them go, and there we go. That's it. Good. Okay, he's parking, so I'm gonna go around him. You can see how hectic it can get. All right, now roundabout coming up. We're gonna go left first exit. So simple, mirrors, signal, come into the lane, coach is there, I've got enough space, I'm gonna go past. Now I can't really see past the coach, now I can, it's clear, look, and then I'm going, okay? If I couldn't see with the coach, I'd probably wait for the coach to go. I mean, in real life I'll use that as a big shield, but don't use cars as shields like that unless you're using them as a blocker from another direction. Don't know if that makes sense, but basically anyone coming from your side or your lane, don't use them as blockers. Big buses and coaches can be a little bit different because they will hold people up a bit longer, but ideally you want to always make sure that you can see the junction before you commit to it. So it feels like I'm going through these quite quick, but you know, let's see what we can get done. I'm meant to be going home, so I thought let me just do this quickly. Now we've got a roundabout coming up, we're going straight ahead, second exit. and we are going to follow signs for Stanmore and L Street. Which lane are you going to use to go straight ahead? We're going to use the left lane. Can be done from the middle as well, but the left is easier. So I'm going to come into the middle, the left lane, straight through the bus stop, which is allowed. Cancelled my signal, very important. Approach in appropriate speed and appropriate gears, and then follow the shape round. Look, very easy. Do not go over the lines. It's super simple. Pass the first exit, signal left, check left, and I leave. That's how easy it can be. Don't go fast, because if you go fast, you're going to lose control and you'll end up going over the lines and the markings and stuff. All right, now we're going to go back to that roundabout again. We're going to do a right third exit from that roundabout. So potential hazards here, slowing down before the junction, and with a dual carriageway exit, slow down early on the dual carriageway. This is the only time really you can slow down a person behind you, whenever you're going from the main road into a side road. Okay, if you're pulling out, then obviously it's a different thing. So I'm going to turn into this road, slowly in, looking in. That's it. Nice shiny car, you can see any reflections in that. That's good. Coming up to the end of the road, I'm going to go left, so can't see anything. I'm definitely going to use first gear. I'm going to slow down and I'm checking both sides, nice and simple, and off we go. Okay, now coming up to a width restriction ahead, and we're going to go straight through that, hopefully. Now we can do something which some students like to do. They like to pull the mirrors in. You can do that. I'm going to line up with the curb nice and straight. You can see the curb goes straight through, so I'm going to try and stay as close as I can roughly with that. Go slowly. Now what I do is I tend to just focus on my mirror. If I can miss my mirror by, look, just a little bit, I'm fine. Okay, I'm going to just let it roll back for a second. There's no one behind me at the moment. Okay, but if I miss my mirror by like a lot, I'm going to go into that side. So I'm just focusing on my mirror. I come up to it nice and gentle. I'm fine that side, because all I'm doing is missing my mirror by a little, and then you're done. If I need to pull the mirrors in, I can do that, and the mirrors will go in like this, as you can tell, and then you can do that as well. So that's something some students do. So coming up to the end, I'm going to have a look, and we're going to go and join the road. I can't see properly because of the island, and there's a car coming there. And when we get to the roundabout, we're going to go right third exit. So that van's fast, I'm going to take advantage of that, and off we go. So now we're going to go right third exit again, straightforward. We'll see how we go. All right, so I'm going to position myself in the right lane, and then we are going to go, and as we get a little bit closer, I'm going to signal as well. Okay, so signal now, all the way to the end. Nice. This car's getting really popular now, do you know that? Instead of Range Rovers, people are getting this. So, but they're quite boxy, especially from the side, but it's starting to slowly grow in me. Okay, now let's work this out. I'm going to wait a little bit just so you guys can work it out. I need all the lanes to be clear, dead clear. That one's leaving, nice and clear. Off you go. So simple. Wait and wait until you need to go. Do not rush it. It's super easy. I can hear the siren, so it might affect the junction a little bit. This is a spiral roundabout. This is apex corner roundabout. The lane takes you out super easy. I'm going to lean forward so you guys can see the lanes. It's long lines, and you get short lines. Don't go over those short lines, they're going somewhere else. I'm going to follow Edgeway and A1S. Okay, simple. Look, it spirals out. Red light here, super easy. I'm in the middle lane. What I want to do now is leave from the middle lane as well. I can go into that left lane next to me here, but I don't need to, okay, unless there's parked cars all there. So I'm going to signal left, and now it's busy at the moment. If it was built up, you'll have to deal with that, and you could hold back and wait. But ideally, I want to keep the shape, follow it round and exit. Okay, it's not hard. If I want to change lanes, I can, as long as there's no cars there, but that means extra lane changing, so why would you want to do that? So let's see what happens. The light's still red, we'll wait till it changes. I'm having a glance around me. There's a car behind me as well, and there's a van next to me, and there we go. Green light, following the shape, stay in this lane. I'm going to go over the writing. There's a car on that left hand side, over the arrow, super easy, over the second arrow, and it blends into one lane. Now what do I have to do? I have to try and return back to the left lane. All right, and then as we come over, super simple, glide across. Now we've got another junction coming up, and I want to go right at the roundabout when we get there, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to have a look. I've got a bit close there, he's there. I'm going to wait a bit, so I'm going to back off a little. I'm going to wait till that car's gone. I'm now going to do my signal and mirrors again, and then it's nice and clear, and off we go. Simple. We're going to go right third exit. Let's see how we do this. Now this one isn't really used in this direction that much, but you know, the general concept of a roundabout always applies, so I want you guys to learn the method. All right, we're going to go right third exit, and then we're going to see how that goes. You turn the aircon on because it's getting hot. That's it. All right, so notice on the ground only one lane turns right, so if I go in that lane I cannot turn right. Okay, there we go, nice and smooth. There we go, perfect. All right, so now it's red. Traffic light control is even easier because you don't even have to worry about that side. All right, so now we're going right third exit. That's the first exit, second exit's in front, and then the third exit's just over there. Notice there's no one technically behind me in my lane, so anyone in the side lane should be going straight, so when I lane change it should be easier. Okay, green light, that car's going to stop on the right, so as I come along here I'm just glancing around me, I'm keeping my distance. So look, I'm not even worried about the car in front because I'm keeping my distance. That's the second exit. I'm going to signal left. I'm going to try and glide across to the left side. There you go, super simple, really gentle. You keep your movements and everything smooth, you're driving smooth, you're steering smooth, it becomes really easy. Okay, now that's that done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the bigger roundabout. I should have just gone there and done a U-turn, and I didn't. So we'll take the long route round, and this is now the high street again, and let's see how busy it gets. Okay, it's always busy here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a route which is done specifically for Mill Hill, and they go up towards Boreham Wood. Okay, so I'll try and take you guys up to that route now in a second. I wanted to go and do that roundabout and do it from the middle lane as well, because you know you can use middle lanes to go straight. Students just get a little bit confused when they do it. I don't encourage it too much because they find it hard, but you can see how tight it is around here. Now when we get to the roundabout ahead, it'll be a roundabout just after that bridge. Okay, there'll be a mini roundabout, and it has 2 lanes on approach to it, but the roundabout position is kind of in front of your lane, so when you go, you cannot go around the roundabout because there'll be a car next to you potentially, so you got to go partially on top of the roundabout. So that's an important part as well. So we're coming up to the roundabout. Whenever you have 2 lanes on approach, make sure you don't swing out too much. I'm going to signal. You can see the lane markings just about, it's quite bright. Okay, and you see the car's just gone partially on it. It's clear there. I'm going partially on the roundabout. You probably see it in the round mirror maybe, but that's all you have to do. Okay, do not swing around the roundabout because you'll nudge the guy next to you. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to go up towards Apex again, from a different direction, and soon there'll be a change of speed sign. Okay, and you guys have to spot when the speed changes and when it changes back again. Notice I try not to block the islands if possible. Keep that in mind, really, really important. My camera might stop suddenly, so it'll be a bit annoying if it does, because it had a bit of an overheating issue last time. I don't know, I've ordered another one to get, and returning this one maybe, but let's see. So we'll wait till these lights are done, and then we shall carry on shortly. Temporary lights are so long. My dad hates them with a passion. Now that car's trying to go in, that van. There we go. Good adjustment by the car in front. Okay, looks like the lights have changed. When the traffic starts to cease, then you know then the lights have changed for them. Alright, So now have a look. Hopefully you guys have spotted it. 20-mile-an-hour zone. Okay, so I'm going to drop my pace. Okay, drop it down to 20 or whatever you can, if you can see my speed there, and then we're just going to potter along. And now we got to find when it's going to change again. Okay, usually it's for a school zone. Sometimes it's a little bit of a longer zone. There is one other one they have over here, which is a really long road. Okay, and there's no schools on it either, which is silly. Now have a look, seen the signs? Both of them are there. 30 miles an hour. Checking my mirrors, safe to go. Bus is there. Hold back a little and then carry on driving. Okay, that's it. Nice. Okay, now we're going to be following signs for Totteridge. Okay, you got 2 mini roundabouts. We're only going to come across one of them, and then as you get closer to it, I'm preparing my car. I'm looking early, looking for if I need blockers. So now we've got cars there, look for blockers. Cars there, look for blockers. Cars coming, look for the bus. The bus is going to be a blocker, but I don't need it at the moment because no cars there. And then I'm going to take advantage of the bus. That's it. Good. That's it. Well done. And that's how you scan the roundabouts. Okay, I could have waited then you would have seen how the bus is used as a blocker, but I'm sure you know that by now. So now we're coming up to the roundabout shortly. And this time we're going to go straight ahead, second exit to Boreham Wood. You can also follow signs for the north here, if you see it. And then on the second roundabout, it will be Boreham Wood. All right. So there's a couple other roundabouts that I need to show you as well later on, but I don't know if my camera is going to last that long. But let's see. So here we go, coming up to the end, and I'm gonna angle. Always angle your car, get it pointing that way. Don't be straight, it's a circle. Get your car pointing that way. Copy the shapes of the curbs. Okay, I tell my students that a lot. You need to follow those shapes a lot. All right, now this is Apex Roundabout. You need all of the lanes to be clear, okay, because you're gonna be going across all of them. So we're gonna wait, and I'm in the left lane. I'm aiming for that left curb there. So clear, nice and smooth, clear in front of me. From curb on the left side to this curb, signaling left to the next curb, curb to curb to curb. It's too easy. Okay, don't need to change lanes, don't need to do anything. From curb to curb to curb. All right, that's how you can navigate yourself. That's why the middle lane's a little bit trickier, because you have to find your way. All right, now I could do 50, but there's that car there and he's not doing, or she's not doing 50, so I'm going to hold back, hover behind them a little bit, and then we're going to wait for that. Okay, and now you just got to bide your time. You are fully entitled to overtake anyone who's driving slow, so if they're doing 35s and whatever, then be mindful of that. Okay, I'm going to hold back from this car again, and soon we're going to be turning right. Okay, it's quite far. You might be told early now, or you might be told a little bit later, but we're gonna have a go at that in a second. All right, so that car seems to be driving maybe around 45-ish, because I'm not gaining on them now. So we're gonna be turning right soon, so let's see, let's try and make progress, change lanes I should say. So I'm gonna have a look at my mirror. I'm gonna warn that van driver. Okay, I'm staying straight in my lane, he's seen it. I'm gonna glide in gently, okay, and then I'm gonna cancel my signal. I want to go right again. I'm gonna check again, and then smoothly across. That's it. So only 50, so I can't really go. There's a car really fast behind me, so let's see how we do. What I'll do now is I'll try and change lanes, maybe, even though I don't have to, but you might be on your case. But if this is your driving test, don't get intimidated. You've been asked to go to the right. You're doing the maximum limit. So, you know, if someone's going to speed and stuff like that, you're not in the wrong. If you're here and you're not doing the max limit, and you can, for example, then it'll be a problem if you're holding people up. Okay, so coming up to the end here, and it's my neighbors. There you go. And we're going to be turning right. Fourth exit. Okay, this is Stirling Roundabout. This one's used for Boreham Wood as well, and for Mill Hill. Hopefully I'll do the Boreham Wood stuff later on with you guys as well. and a bit more towards the Hendon side as well. So there's a lot to cover. It's just a matter of time. Now we're going to go all the way to where the petrol pump is, which is a right fourth exit. This is a spiral roundabout like the one we just did before Apex. It takes you out. It's really easy. Okay, so students sometimes aren't used to it and they just keep hugging the roundabout and they don't watch the lines that are taking you out. So you know, they're making it easy for you when they do it. They should always have them, I reckon. It really makes life a lot easier. So we're going in, green light, signals on, into the right lane first, and now I'm going to look for the spiral, and look, the lane takes me out. The arrows on the ground tell me as well that I can turn right from this lane as well, so I'm going to stay here. As I'm going round, it's already taking me out. I'm going to signal left to leave now. I'm going to check my left mirror, and then I'm going to continue and exit. Simple. Okay, that student's gone weird. I think they just missed their turn. I don't know what they did there. Anyway, so now looking out for signs, 40 miles an hour, and then off you go when it's safe. So the only downside to spiral roundabouts is they don't tell you it's a spiral roundabout. There's no indication it's a spiral roundabout. You've just got to either know it, or you identify the markings as they come out. Okay, so that's something which is a bit annoying. You know, it'd be nice if they, I don't know, if they said it was a spiral roundabout, but or if they just made all roundabouts spiral roundabouts. So that would be handy, and that would be super easy for everyone. So keeping my distance, trying to maintain the 2-second gap. Let's do a 2-second gap check. So 1, 2. Okay, another way of doing it is when they pass the lamppost, you count only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. So I'm here now, it's fine. So wet weather conditions, 4 seconds, so make sure it will be a longer gap. 4 seconds will feel like it's really far, but you know, I think the 2 seconds is too short anyway. I think it should be 3 at least. But traffic lights coming up, we're going to turn right. This is called Hendon Wood Lane, and this is a very tight, narrow road. Okay, slowly in. Okay, and that police van is trying to maybe not come in now. Okay, now if this turns red, I can go because they will stop. I'm looking in. 30 mile an hour road. Right, width restriction. Let's see. I can put this in now if I want. Look, I'm going to put my mirror in. I don't like doing it. I'm just showing that you can do it, and then you come through. I like to have the mirrors out so it gives me a bit of a judgment and a gauge, but some people do prefer coming in. So then pop it back out. Okay, and then you're good to go. All right, narrow road, less space, less pace. So when the cars come, start slowing down. Okay, so you might feel I'm going a bit quick here, but I'm a little bit used to it, so you guys need to maybe slow it down. Hazards there, hazard there. I'm slowing my pace down, and that car sticking out a little bit, so my pace has dropped a lot. And then we're going out, less space, less pace. Okay, remember that one. The rhymes get worse. Less space, less pace. All right, now bend around there. I'm looking and peeking, car coming, foot's covering the brake pedal. I don't know if you can see that with me now, but yeah, anytime there's a potential hazard, I like to cover the brakes. Okay, again, bend, sharp bend sign, cover the brakes. Okay, smoothly round, no rush, no sudden drastic turns. Okay, if you plan your journey and your positioning and everything, you don't really need to suddenly brake or suddenly steer. Okay, unless someone else does something drastically wrong. So this is a tight road, don't get me wrong. It might feel like it's a bit easy now, but learners find this hard. It is horrible. You end up often going off towards the curb. You might see there is a bit of a gap there now, but usually there isn't. This part of it is easier than the top part that we just did. All right, so this is Hendon Wood Lane. They do this route in reverse as well. They can go back the other way as well, and I'm going to take a bit of a shortcut which will bypass all of the dual carriageway that we just did. And now I'm speeding, which is great. So now I've dropped the speed. Now we've got traffic lights coming up, and we're going to be turning right, and we're going to signal and come to the end. Now a lot of people end up messing this traffic light up. They go to the second one, but the stop line is here and not there, so make sure you stop here if it's red. And it's not a junction that you need to wait for. That cyclists just run a red light, which is why people hate cyclists, even though I'm a cyclist myself. So when they don't follow the rules, then people get really annoyed. So yeah, so be careful with where the stop lines are. All right, so that's really important. And then speeding again. So one other thing I was going to mention, I was telling one student before, if you realize that your speed has just crept up, like I just, you know, my eye went onto it, I realized, oh, it's gone up again. Some cars have a heads up display, so that's quite handy, easier to tell when you're speeding. But if your speed goes up, don't just come off the gas pedal. You need to actively brake a little bit as well, because I don't mean slam the brakes. Don't go from, you know, 34, 35 down to like 20. That's not good. That's going to affect the cars behind you. But you do need to touch your brakes a little to bring it back down to 30 at least, or whatever speed you know is the legal requirement. Because sometimes you might be downhill, and so the coming off the gas is not going to really help you, because the car will just maintain that pace. So you really need to touch your brakes and slow the car down smoothly, fairly quickly, so you're not shown or seen to be speeding. You know, everyone goes over accidentally a little bit. You know, trying to maintain that little perfect amount isn't realistic. However, you should be hovering around it at least, not drastically going over it. Okay, so you know, the odd 32s or the 31s, okay fine, bring it back down a bit. But if you're starting to hit 35, 36, 37, you know you've drastically gone over it. Okay, and you got to be, if you accidentally do that, you've got to be really quick to bring it back. All right, so now we're going to come to a little section where the examiners will come all the way around from the dual carriageway. They'll come all the way down. It's the A1 route. They go to Borehamwood from the reverse direction up there, and then when they come to the end, there's a slight little bit which is a bit tricky, and as we get there, I shall show you what to do. I'm hoping my camera is not overheating, but it probably will, and we'll see how it goes. So coming up to the end of the road, I'm going to join the dual carriageway. I'm going to be following the A1. They are on a red light at the moment, and I can take advantage of that. I'm going to go into the middle lane. It says edgeway. We're going to follow edgeway, okay? Straight ahead, second exit. Remember, curb to curb. Remember that? Okay, following edgeway. From this curb, next curb. What people mess up, they go into that lane accidentally. So stick to this curb and you'll be fine. Okay, following it around, and that's how easy it can be. Okay, simple, simple, simple. Now we're coming around, and then we're going to go back to the high street very shortly. If you are doing a Borehamwood route, they will take you into this side road here, and then take you all the way along the side road, and that's easy. The only tricky part is there is a 20 zone after that, and you got to make sure that you spot that 20 zone. Okay, so that's that part of it. Now there's another part towards for Mill Hill where they take you towards the national speed limit road. I'm going to try and do that on another time, but I'll take you towards the Mill Hill roundabout again, and do the right third exit on that one. Let's give way to that car. Okay, and then off we go. So have a look further ahead. That 20 zone is back. So we're going to try and prepare the car before it. Now, just remember, in case you didn't know, when the speed gets less, say from 30 down to 20, you have to drop your speed before you get there. Okay, so you can't be speeding during that little period. And when the speed gets higher, so from 20 to 30, you build up your speed after you pass it. Okay, so otherwise if I see 30 and I start picking up from here, I'm speeding. So that's really important. Oh, I forgot about these traffic lights. So yeah, so if the speed drops, drop your speed before it. If the speed picks up, pick up your speed after it. Okay, those are the two important things with speed changes. So yeah, hopefully those roundabouts have helped. It felt like I just tried to blitz through it, but there's a lot of mileage to cover, so I tried to get through there quickly. It's not much traffic today, which is good. So I'll try and do one more roundabout, and then we'll go from there.